Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So here on this video, again I'm going to review on a paper entitled The Text-Based Sentiment Analysis of Students' Satisfaction, an Input to Strategic Plan of City College of Calamba. So these are the contents of this presentation. So who have done the work, what were their goals and objectives, what were research questions, if any, what were their goals, methods in terms of but not limited to, and how have they gathered relevant data. How is the data gathering set up? What are the tools, techniques used in data gathering, and how do they gather the data set? How do they clean the data, and how do they process that data? What were their findings? What were the gaps in their studies? And the last one is, what are your takeaways in this paper? So the first content of this presentation is who has have done the work. So this paper was done by Regina Garcia Almonte, Doctor of Philosophy from City College of Calamba. So the goals of this study aims to analyze the sentiment of the students of the City College of Calamba as the premier stakeholder of the institution. The result of the analysis serves as the input to the City College of Calamba strategic plan for 5 consecutive academic years. So the objective of this study of this paper is to retrieve students' opinions and sentiments via suggestion box, which will serve as an input for analysis to enhance the workflow of analyzing retrieved data and to identify which algorithms be an optimum solution to analyze students' sentiments and to interpret the result of the sentiment analysis and serve as an input to the City College of Calamba strategic plan. So what were the research questions, if any? The first is classifier design. How the two classifier, the MNB and LSBM, were constructed, as well as the implementation, decision, and development process. And how to look at sentiments, identify those sentiments expressed in them, and then characterize their popularity. And the next is in terms of data classification, how algorithms were tested to prove the optimum algorithm for the sentiment analysis of the students, multinomial naive Bayes and linear support vector machine algorithm. So what is the optimum algorithm to use? The MNB or multinomial naive Bayes, or the LSBM or linear support vector machine algorithm? So those are the research questions. So the next is, what were their methods in terms of but not limited to? So how have they gathered the relevant data? How is the data gathering set up? What are the tools, techniques used in data gathering? So the methods employed in this study has the following phases: data collection, data pre-processing, data classification, data validation, evaluation, and integration. So in terms of data classification, two algorithms were tested to prove the optimum algorithm for the sentiment analysis of the students: the multinomial naive Bayes or MNB and the LSBM or linear support vector machine algorithm. So how do they form the data set? So in analyzing the sentiments, two algorithms were used, namely the multinomial naive Bayes in the linear SVM, which allow to identify the optimum algorithm to categorize and analyze sentiments through a development of the system. The opinions sentiments in the suggestion box serves as an input in the system to determine the category and degree of sentiments of the stakeholders that will contribute to the decision making of the administration of the institution. So the next is, how do they clean that data? So by organizing information into several categories, by data pre-processing, cleansing, case folding, parsing, and extractions. And then, how do they process that data? So the focus of the study is the utilization of the two algorithms for uh, for the sentiment analysis. The MNB and LSBM algorithm to get better results. Training, testing, and validation dataset has been pre-processed before it serves as an input of machine learning algorithm. So collected data of 248 sentiments were tested using the designed machine learning algorithm or classifier, the multinomial naive Bayes in the linear SVM, before the classification process using the two classifiers. So what were their findings? So the first is the classification made by the expert revealed that 44 positive sentiments represented by 1, which is equivalent to 17.74%, were found among the 248 sentiments encoded using the spreadsheet program, while the 204 negative sentiments represented by 0 shows that the 82.26% of the total encoded sentiments. So there is a more negative comments or sentiments than a positive sentiments for the City College of Calamba, the sentiments of the students regarding for the services of their institution. So number 2 is a sample workflow has been established through the use of the developed software that implements the process of data pre-processing. So the two algorithms were implemented in the system to be able to identify which algorithm is optimized. And the next is the classification report using MNB algorithm revealed that the accuracy was 85.89%. So for MNB. And F1 score was 63.0%, recall was 60%, and the precision was 93%. While using the linear SVM, revealed that only 13 instances which are wrongly classified as negative sentiments in 3 instances are wrongly classified as positive sentiments. So the results revealed that the linear SVM outperforms MNB. So it is optimum, or it is good to use the linear SVM rather than MNB. So the findings also reveal that the LSBM is the optimum classifier for the sentiment analysis. The analysis problems having the 93% of accuracy rate.